Hello angels, welcome back to another resin video. So in this video we're going to be unboxing a new silicone mold that I got from Amazon. I am super excited. Actually, I thought that this would take longer to come, but it just popped up one day. I was like, okay. That was fast, like it shipped so quickly. But it is a sneakers vase mold or sneakers pot mold, whatever you want to call it. I forgot the name of it, but it's a sneakers and it's a mold. So I got it from Amazon. I'll leave the link down in the description box down below. So from the picture I thought it would be a Nike sneakers, but I guess not, because they definitely said something different. Yeah, so this is it. I'm just checking to see how it looks on the inside, if everything looks good. Trying to figure out what kind of sneakers this is. Checking to make sure everything is good. It's nice and clean and I don't need to wash it. This holographic insert I got from Etsy. I'll leave the link for the seller down in the description box down below. But I'm so excited to use this. I'm kind of starting to get into holographic resin molds, insert and all of those good stuff, because they honestly look so pretty. So let's get straight into this video. A piece of hair was in there. I don't know how that happened. So I got my confetti glitter and I got my alcohol ink from Resin. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the mold with a little bit of some 99% ibuprofen alcohol. That's it. Just let it sit for a few seconds. I've already mixed up my resin off camera. So the first thing I'm going to start doing is dripping a little bit of some alcohol ink into it so that the resin can have a little bit of color. I don't want it to be very colorful because I'm going to be putting the holographic insert at the back of the mold, just right on top, so I need to be able to see it. So this went with that instead. And it was looking a little plain, a little bland, so I was like, maybe I need to add some more. So I did at least 4 more drops I guess. And then I just mix it up, and then this color was more vibrant. I could see it. It was popping out, so that was perfect. This is how it's looking. Then I was like, you know what, let me just add a little bit of some confetti glitter, just a little tiny bit, because these tend to have a little bit of bubbles around them. There's always like a bubble underneath the confetti, and that ruins stuff. So I was like, just a little bit. But I was like, you know what, this is still a little bit. Let's let me add a little bit more. I didn't want to overpower it and then just mess everything up, so I wasn't trying to overdo this. But I definitely added a little bit more of the confetti. Sometimes you get bigger chunk pieces, sometimes it's like a little small pieces, sometimes like a medium shape. None of these are the exact same size, so do keep that in mind. After I mix it up, I'm going to spray a little bit of some ibuprofen alcohol in there. Because again, there's some bubbles. There's some confetti on the silicone spoon that I'm using, so I just pop a couple of those into the mold. So now I'm going to slowly start pouring it into the mold, just to avoid bubbles, but I already said there's some bubbles, so just be spraying it again. And keep spraying it until I see 0 bubbles. Just pour it in very slowly. Don't rush this process. Just let it go. Just let it take its time. Don't be in a rush. But from this angle, it looks kind of purple. Keep in mind that I speed up this video, so maybe looking like if I'm just rushing this thing through, but just slowly pouring it in. And now we're covering everything up. It's looking good. And making sure that I fill it up all the way up. And you can see that I mixed up the perfect amount of resin because there's only like a small amount that's left. By the way, sorry about the noise that's outside. I guess school is over, so the kids are outside playing. So I'm just going to let it sit for like a few seconds. Oh, what was I doing? I'm going to spray it again to get rid of some bubbles. Checking to make sure that everything is good. Bubbles are disappearing before I put the holographic insert on top. And there was a bubble in the corner. You can see right there. So there is a bubble underneath the confetti, and I was trying to see if I could get rid of it, but it wasn't working. So I was like, okay, let me just take it out. Yeah, it's fine. And it's perfect. And this is the holographic insert. I already showed you guys it already, but just peel off the back. And then I'm going to spray it with a little bit of some 99% ibuprofen alcohol. I didn't show you guys that step, so sorry. And now I'm putting a little bit more of some resin inside because I want it to be filled up all the way up to the top. And this is kind of where I messed up because it was already filled all the way up to the top. So now the resin was just seeping out. So I had to remove some of it out. And I was wasting like a little bit of it. But it's fine. You live, you learn, you make mistakes. Picking everything up. And this is the perfect amount of resin. So the next thing I'm going to do is just place the holographic insert on top, making sure that the resin is covered completely, and also that there's no bubbles. And so remove the plastic off of it, because you look if there's bubbles, but there's no bubbles. That's just the plastic on top. But there was some little bubbles at the side, so I just lift it up and then press down on it so the bubble can just rise out, and then it could just be laying on there flat, and then there was no problem. But yeah, this is how it looks. I'm gonna let this dry for a full 24 hours. You can see that there's a little bit of some resin at the bottom right there. Just cleaning it up and pulling it down a little bit just in case if I didn't cover the bottom of the shoes properly. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna let this full process dry for 24 hours. Hopefully it looks good. I've never used resin to make a vase, and I made a ton of vase, but hopefully this turned out great. I have very high hopes. This is why it's so important to read, because it said to remove it before you place it on top of the resin. I did not. You can see that this piece of paper, because the heat of the resin when it's curing was so hot that it burned the paper. So I was supposed to remove this layer of paper, but did not. Oh my goodness. But I was just checking up on it to make sure that everything was good, checking it to see if it was transferring, but all looks well. Okay, so it has been 24 long hours. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the plastic off of the silicone insert, because that's what I should have done in the beginning. After I did that, I just put the sticker back on the side just so I can know what, even just looking at it, you can tell which part is up, which part is down, but I just kept it on there for the next time that I use it. So you can see the holographic effect is already in motion. First thing I'm going to do is remove the resin that ran over before I popped it out of the mold. Even though the resin is very soft, it's not going to cut me or anything like that. I still like to remove it before I remove it from the mold. So that's what I'm doing right there. It's very easy to just peel off. Well, some of it just comes off very easily. You can see that it's very holographic and it's so cute. Definitely going to save those pieces, but it's going to be useless because if I add more resin on top of it, you won't get a holographic effect. But that's fine. Now I can pop it out of the mold. One thing I should say, in the picture on Amazon, the back of the mold is cut. Clearly this mold is not cut anywhere, so I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to have to cut the back of it to get it out. But nope, this popped out so easily. So easily. Amazing. Because I have another sneakers mold that I've turned into a candle, and that one it came out easy as well. So pretty interesting. First thing first, you can already see that all of the confetti glitter just flowed directly to the bottom which is now the top. But I think it looks cool. It gives it a different type of edge. I'm glad that there's not a ton of bubbles that you can see, but there's a ton of bubbles at the bottom of it. Tiny bubbles, big bubbles. And the part that you put the flowers, you can see that there's cracks of resin in there, and there's some bubbles, so that's to keep in mind. Also, the biggest point is this is not like a red. I think on the alcohol ink it says peach red, but this looks very much purple. Like it's not giving nothing close to red. This is how it looks outside. It's pretty dark outside, but I still wanted to see how it would look. I definitely want to see how it looks in the sun and with some dry flowers inside. But this is how it looks. The confetti at certain angles, you can see it, the bottom of the shoes. It looks gorgeous. It's giving the holographic effect. It's amazing. I like it. This definitely a 10 out of 10. I like it. It looks so pretty, and I can already tell tomorrow it's gonna look amazing in the sun. I'm so excited. But I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm happy that there's not a ton of bubbles. I'm happy that it looks pretty good. And it popped out of the mold very easily. So that's something. It looks good. So it's in the morning. I put some dry flowers in there. I know that it looks too much, but it's just too much. I just put whatever I could find in there just to see how it would look. And it looks so cute. I like it. It looks very purple. I thought it would be like a reddish. You know, it's fine. I like purple. Purple is my favorite color. But this is how it looks in the sun. The back of it. It looks so pretty. I'm so obsessed with it. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Bye.